Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Sarah Hook and I'm a lecturer at Western Sydney University. I've been asked to talk a little bit about creative assessments in law and how to approach them. I designed last semester a creative assessment for my intellectual property law class, and after talking to my students and seeing their amazing results, I have a few tips for students when undertaking this style of assessment. This style of assessment is becoming more and more popular, especially as the idea of what is authentic assessment continues to be challenged in higher education. First, I want to talk about hesitancy and confidence, really the biggest hurdle with such assessments. Creative assessments have that word in it, creative. Oh no, we all know law students are not creative. It's not like they're doing an arts degree. The look on students' faces when we ask them to flex their creativity. But before you hyperventilate, perhaps think of what you do as a law student. I have found law students to be the most creative, imaginative, and curious people. It's just we don't always talk about what we do in these terms. We call excellent legal work as very persuasive or well argued, but in fact, all those essays and exams are works of creativity. As a law student, you take a made-up story, you apply the law, and you write an imagined ending for that story. You are a storyteller. With essays, you are given a prompt and you need to find creative, novel arguments to convince an audience, just like any filmmaker or storyteller or artist. So first, acknowledge creativity is not just about being able to paint or to have a good eye for colour. That will help with your confidence. The next thing I want to point out is how creative assessments are assessed. My assessment in intellectual property law allowed students to do a rap, information poster, artwork, dance, anything they wanted as long as they reflected on it in a reflective report on the IP issues. Some of the students who got the best grades were ones that had stick figures. That's because it was the idea, not the execution of the idea, that was what made it creative. Before you begin a creative project, have a look at the marking guide. Originality might be one of the criteria addressed, but it won't be the only one. There will also be demonstration of research and application of knowledge of the law. So start with that first before brainstorming ideas. Do some research, see what interests you. If you're doing an information poster or similar, think about who the intended audience is and the most pertinent points of the research to clarify, examine, and present. Once you have that down, you can start thinking about creative ways to express that information. For this, technology is your friend. There are a million apps and programs that can help you. I like the Canvas app as it has great layouts and it has really easy to use tools, but there are many out there. Librarians are also your friends here. They know technology, so it's worth asking if they have recommendations for your particular mode of presenting. If it is a video, again, there is free editing software out there. Finally, give yourself time to develop and edit your project. Don't try and be creative the night before something is due. Start the research early and start brainstorming early. Remember, creativity is an important skill, one you already have as a law student, but you need to be able to show you can use that skill in different ways. As a junior lawyer, you may be asked to present to the partners, create a leaflet about new laws for your clients, edit and update a blog or newsletter. These days, memes, TikToks, YouTube, and social media are being used by practitioners to educate and advertise, and you will need to show that you can easily adapt your creative skills to new platforms. The feedback I got from my students was that the assessment made them look at legal problems in interesting ways, and they found it fun to do something a little more unusual than an essay. So don't be afraid of these assessments. Be thankful, especially if there are limited AGLC4 referencing involved. Good luck.